Welcome, and you are here today because you want to see the 4-1-3-2 tactic. This tactic, I'll swear by, is absolutely incredible. Even just watching how the team plays in the game, everything, the goals you score are absolutely unreal. But today I'm using it with Man City and Aston Villa, and I'm going to show you the results in the Premier League, also in Europe as well, and you can see how this kind of goes. It's very easy, very simple, but you do have to build it out properly. So when it comes to building a team, you have to build it around this. These two teams aren't even built around this formation, and the results are still mind-blowing. So with the kind of tactics and all the unsurety about what's meta, this one might really be it. Now, let me show you the results. So here we are. First of all, we'll look at the Man City one, the one that you're probably expecting the better results. And as you can see, goals for 128, absolutely smashing past everyone else's record. Goals conceded are pretty similar to everyone else, but with the same kind of note, we won the league by 23 points. And as you can see, if it lets me click on here, we do receive the fewest shots against as well. So defensively, there is a lot of solidarity there as well. And obviously only one team got a better goal difference, well, better clean sheets than us as well. So we absolutely smashed it out of the park there as well. In the rest of the competitions, won the Champions League pretty easily in the end. As you can see, Haaland's stats across here absolutely carry. Won the FA Cup and won the Carabao Cup. And I literally simulated all of this as well. Just went on holiday and let it play out to see what the tactic could really do without me micromanaging everything. Because when you look at some of the results, you see obviously you lose the first game and then a very hectic one here as well. But obviously the Community Shield, that's just a game for what it is, isn't it? We don't worry about that one. Crazy thing, but the start of the season absolutely stunning, and the first loss comes against Barcelona with 2 red cards. After that, the next loss the only first loss in the league, doesn't come until end of January, where we lose here as well after going 1-0 up away at Everton. You think if you're managing this out properly, it'll probably be a lot better. Same with this result here, losing a 1-0 lead. Again, you manage this out, probably a lot better there as well. And the same thing here with this loss, a 97th minute, losing it there as well. So they score in the 97th to win the game, and you think if you're managing it out, it's probably not going to be 5-4. You're going to get a lot more out of it. But the rest of it, look at this just spread of green everywhere. When we look at the performances, 3.37 goals per game. You're still getting nearly 21 shots a game. You're getting fouled constantly. Your pass completion's pretty decent. Everyone's dribbling. You're quite above average on a lot of things. Shots on target's pretty kind of average-ish. But the rest of it, non-penalty goals, 2.7 expected. Defensively, as I said before, nothing crazy. It's actually just a pretty normal one defensively. You're kind of quite good here winning the ball back and stuff like that again. But it's a pretty decent tactic, if I'm honest with you. You're not really going too crazy. You can see the general performance. Just that goals per game is always going to win you it. And as I said, this isn't a team that's built around it as well. I did have to just sign Calvert-Lewin just to get like a backup striker, another striker in there as well, because they don't really have anything, so I couldn't really get you anything shown. But if I show you the Aston Villa results as well, and then I'll show you the tactic. So here we are with the Aston Villa team, and as you can see, did win the league as well. Did lose 7 times, as I said. A lot of them you can see away, only 1 game at home. You're probably going to expect a lot of this. This team really is not built for this formation. You have to really kind of squeeze it out of them as well. But as I said, just without having a team there, look, you score so many more goals than everybody else. Did win it on the last day here as well. But there is some teething problems with lesser teams. So obviously, you do need to make sure you kind of build them up and really grow them. In terms of here, we did actually get knocked out in the Champions League, but then went on to win the Europa League. A 5-5. It's honestly, they're insane results, but obviously runners up in the FA Cup, then did get knocked out in the Carabao Cup quite early. So the start of the season wasn't particularly great. As you can see with the result side of it as well, you do have a kind of a weird start to the season. That is the main struggle for this bit here as well. But then you see you hit this golden patch in the middle as well, and you really carry yourself a bit slower towards the end as well, but you're kind of getting over the line. A lot of injuries and stuff like that have happened, but this little golden patch here is what you're chasing. This is what's going to define your season, this middle part as well. So you kind of have good periods, a few bad ones, and that's a little golden patch as the team really becomes comfortable with the formation. And everything else, the data wise as well, is pretty much not similar, but 2.76 for this kind of team and still getting near 17 shots a game. Defensively, 1.37 conceded, so it's similar-ish. You're not really going to do as well with a team that isn't as good. They're predicted to finish 9th to start with anyway, so it's not a team that's expected to be winning the title, but you still manage to get all the results out of it, and even the general performance, as you can see as a whole, it's pretty solid. It's definitely better than average, but you can maximize this so much more. I just thought I'd use Villa as another team to show you as well. But when you see, even let's look at some of the goal scorers here as well. It's very much your two strikers leading your way as expected, and then obviously a lot of assists here as well. And it's pretty kind of spread out. You see you're getting assists and goals from pretty much everywhere. It's just a very helpful tactic. But the only thing left to do now really is show you the tactic. Is what you're here for. So I'm going to flip over, I'm going to show you this tactic, and you guys can comment all this stuff below and let me know what you think. Here it comes. So then here we are, here is the tactic, and it's not anything necessarily crazy, but at the same time there's a few key details to it. So obviously you've got your strike partnership as an advanced forward and a pressing forward, both on obviously attack, and you want them to be very aggressive, and I have both of them selected to shoot more often. And then the midfield line, this one here, it's going to be hard to find a better three across this midfield. And to be honest with the DM, you're going to spend a lot of money to really get that out, or have to grow some players. But you want Mazzala on the right hand side. On attack, he is going to obviously drift in there. This is what KDB does, drifts into these half areas and constantly will get you some results. The middle one is centre mid on attack. It's probably not Foden's best position, so you maybe can actually improve that. And box to box with Bernardo as well. He's going to get up and down into this area to obviously just support behind the advanced forward, who will obviously drift a little bit there as well. And then simply the DM here as well on support. You can change it to defense, but I feel like he just kind of loses his position a little bit. He's the only other one with any sort of real instructions, which is take fewer risks and also hold position. So that's very easy. And actually the wing backs both are on set to run wider with the ball and stay wider. And same again, obviously the other side. It's very, very easy as a team there as well. They probably don't have the best fullbacks here as well either. They're not really the most OP and strong ones. Obviously they have Kyle Walker anyway, who's still very good in the game. You could use him or get another right back in, and also left back. He's a solid left back. You can see their star ratings look good, but as actual fullbacks, you want two that are really aggressive here. I'm going to add so much more, and you'll get plenty more assists and goals from this team as well. Maybe like a Teo Hernandez or a Davies, even just as a starting point for your save as well. And that's it. It's a very easy, very simple tactic. It is set to attacking. I don't really change anything out. If you're playing with Aston Villa and you're managing in games, you might want to use balanced at times. And same with this one, when you're kind of going back and forth too much, you can change to balanced. It will kind of kill some of the tempo a little bit. Also in possession, it's just fairly wide. You want overlap right and left, which I'm always reluctant to kind of put them on because I feel like they bomb on anyway as wing backs, but I still have them on. And then I want shorter passing, slightly higher tempo. Obviously just play with this during game. Low crosses, but again, that's just preference and what you prefer. And I have run at defense. Now on transition, counter press, counter, distribute across the back line and take shorter kicks. Sometimes I do take that off as well. If I'm playing against like a Liverpool or a team that's known to press, I do allow that just because then he'll kick him out here and get into the areas there as well, which I prefer to have my players into them positions if I'm kind of getting absolutely peppered. Also here as well, high press, much higher defensive line. I want get stuck in. I want the full press. I want to prevent the goalkeeper distribution and also stop crosses. You are going all out. Sometimes you can overcomplicate it and actually struggle, but we're not going to worry about that. That's probably where some of the defensive problems come from, but this is absolutely perfect. I want you to try this out. Obviously, I'll upload it to Steam. I'll get it on to Sort It Out SI as well. You could try that. Let me know how you get it on. Obviously, comment down below. It all helps so much when you like, when you subscribe. Helps the push, helps the channel. I'm also going to be streaming again very soon, so I'm going to be running a save on there. Just head over and enjoy it. As you've seen on the screen, as you've been watching anyway, there's so many goals. This tactic's just so fun. Honestly, I really enjoyed using this tactic, and it's great to use with lower league teams as well, because you can kind of grind out some results that you never really would get. And it partners perfectly with my 4-1-2-1-2 that I put up as the last video, as you're seeing on screen. So make sure you give that a click and check that out as well. That's all for me today. As I said, like, subscribe, all the usual. I'll see you in the next one.